Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control.
What is up, everyone? We are back with another video, except we are bringing out a new concept called this or that, which we will be introducing in this video. And in that video, we'll be choosing two stocks, and we'll be choosing either why we'll pick this stock or that stock. And we'll be comparing the two stocks fundamentally and technically. So before we get into that, I'll be handing this over to Chart Doctor with the disclaimer.
Thank you, Mr. Cheese. Hey everyone, it is Chart Doctor. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice, but our opinions, ideas, and analysis of the stock market. This content provided are for entertainment and educational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence and research, as these markets are extremely volatile and risky. Please do not invest in something you do not know. Everything previewed here are merely suggestions and ideas. Now that we got that over the way, let's get started with Mr. Cheese's fundamental analysis for the this or that.
What is up, everyone? So let's just dive right into the material, and first let's take a look at Roku. So Roku players, branded simply as Roku, are a series of online media players manufactured by the American company Roku Incorporations. Roku partners provide over-the-top media services in the form of channels. So Roku can be used in TV channels, streaming, networking, anything. So it is a perfect media outlet currently, I would say, just because they provide everything, which normal and other TV channels do not do. So let's go into their website just so we can take a little quick preview of it. And let's look at the products. So yeah, this is a TV. They do have a smart TV that does allow everything. And yeah, it looks nice. Let's take a look at how much it is. So I believe, like, depending on like I think like 32 inches will be under 500. Oh, actually 32 inches is around $200, and then everything 55 inches is like above 700. So how it works, let's take a look at how it works. So Roku is a company that pioneered streaming for TV. Now I believe you do have to pay a monthly fee for this. Okay, so this is what you guys can watch using Roku channel, Netflix, HBO Go, and all the other Google stuff, online stuff that you can do. Yes. So it does start at $30, and I do believe it is a monthly price. Okay, so $30 for each for Roku. Now let's just move on to the 10Qs now. So as you can see, from 2018 to the recent time, 2019, the quarter 3, it increases in the active accounts. Every year it increases. So that is a good sign that the company is healthy and doing great, and it shows growth. So very good. And also streaming hours are going up as well. So the active number of accounts in millions and also the number of streaming hours are going up. So I do believe that the revenue should go up as well. So from the quarter of 3 in 2018 to in the quarter 4, it does increase in the revenue aspect from $50 million. However, in quarter 1 of 2019, it decreases around $20 million. But then after that, it increases again. So healthy signs, is still good. Nothing bad to say about this. As for the player revenue, it sharply increases from quarter 3 of 2018 to quarter 4 in 2018. And then it does take a minor dip, a big dip actually, and it continues to increase and stabilize at the 80 mark. So yeah, you guys can see a better growth from here in 2019 especially. So you guys should be wary of that in that aspect, the player revenue aspect. For the total growth, total revenue growth overall, it is going up. Not that substantially, but it's still going up. So I'll give them that. As for the total gross profit, every time it just goes up. So very good. Except, from 2018, 2019, it just dips every time. But then after that, it just regains momentum and starts to go up again. So overall, pretty good. Total operating expenses also goes up every year. Very good. They are probably investing back into the company. So that is what you want to see from the company. It's not necessarily great or amazing, but it's all right. It's pretty good. Not bad. Not bad would be the perfect word for it. All right, let's see anything else for this. I looked at that revenue side. Here we go. This is the consolidated statements of operations. All right. So let's see, net revenue increases from September 30th around $70,000, and then again it increases again. So total revenue increases. Very good. And again, total gross profit does increase again, and total operating expenses increase. Okay, so that is it for the 10Qs. Now I will be moving on to the 10Ks for the video. Guys, now that we got Roku out of the way, let's move on to Netflix. Netflix Incorporations is an American media service provider and production company headquartered in Los Gatos, California. Founded in 1997, the year I was born, by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph in Scotts Valley, California. Again, let's just move on to the website, the website for Netflix. I do have an account. It's free trials, 1 month. And they have a wide variety of shows, whether reality, comedy, scary, horror, anything that you can imagine, they have it. Movies, shows, anything hot Netflix does have, because they are just the guys for TV and watching with Roku right now. So I do believe Netflix is around $10 per month if you guys want a subscription with them. So it's $10. You guys can get a wide variety of shows, anything you want, So that is it. Let's move on to the 10Qs for Netflix. Here's the 10Qs for Netflix. And the consolidated statements of operation as listed right here is just amazing stuff. The revenue section jumps $2 million. $1.2 million actually, because September 30th to 2018 to September 30th, 2019, it went from 4 million to 5.2 million. And then for the 9 months ended, 11 million to 14.6 million. 3 million in 9 months and 1.2 million in 3 months. Amazing stuff. Let's look at the net income now. Net income increases again, just huge jumps. And also operating income does increase as well. So they're putting back more money. Earnings per share, they do beat it every year. Every time they do beat it right here, you can see. And weighted average common shares outstanding, it does increase too. So it's just amazing stuff. Overall, just right now, just from looking at this stuff, the consolidated statements of operation, Netflix does have amazing growth, spectacular growth. Now let's move on to, I talked about this again already, the net income. Let's move on to consolidated statements of cash flows. So right here, the net income, I talked about it again, so there's no need for me. The additions to streaming content assets. So this is the amount of money they're spending to add more content into their company. Yeah. So if you see, it goes negatives just because they're probably getting more content, so they need to put out more money so that they can get more shows for you guys. Okay, so net cash used in operating activities this is actually good because it's negative 690k and then it goes to negative 500k. So they put in around 190k, and right here again they put in around 20k for the jumps. 9 months ended and 6 months ended. So just great stuff again. They're just putting back money that they're supposed to be doing. Everything that they're supposed to be doing, they're shattering it. They're beating out all the expectations. They're saying fuck the haters, and they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So great job, great stuff from Netflix. Keep it up. And yes, I'm just gonna say it right here, right now, it's looking better than Roku as of right now. And here's the cash equivalents. Of course, you're gonna see a jump again because just from hearing it and looking at it, it's just doing amazing stuff. So 1.4 million increase in the cash equivalents. As for the balance sheets, the current assets, 5 million jump. Bro, Netflix, you're really killing it. I can't say more. Like, I will invest into you guys right now. Just from like looking at it fundamentally, this is like the fundamental dreams. Looking at Netflix, it's just amazing. Here's the stockholders' equity. Again, it just jumps. Like, everything's jumping. Everything has amazing growth. Netflix is just spectacular, excellent. Right there. Yeah, so then let's look at the earnings per share. Again, just earnings per share, we already looked at it, but 92 cents to $1.52. $2.48 to $2.93. So just amazing stuff overall, and I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it for it. Licensed content, it goes up again. They're getting more content for their customers. The total net of it went up $3 million from the content. Yeah, and just amazing stuff. So that is it for my fundamental analysis of both Roku and Netflix. So I'll be handing it over to now Chart Doctor with the technical analysis of both of the companies. Stay tuned.
What's up, everyone? This is Chart Doctor here with another technical analysis on Roku. So let's get started. So let's take a look at the weekly. Let's just pull out the lifetime chart and let's look at these levels. So this is just 75% of this swing low to swing high, 50%, so basically 50% off from this lifetime chart, and then 25% from the swing high, and then 0 from right here at the top, as you can see. So you can see we went up, as you can see, and we stopped right here. We had a big candle, which was pretty bearish candle when this red candle is bigger than the momentum candle that we had on the blue one, a green candle. And then if this red candle is bigger, that definitely shows more downside. So as you can see, we went down. We actually didn't respect this 25% line, and then we actually went down to 50%. And as you can see, when we hit this level, actually respected the 50%, because just from the swing low to swing high, 50% off is definitely a psychological number for people that want to hop in. Just another entry, because it's so low. Think about it, from $170 to $100 share of Roku definitely is a steal compared to back then. So definitely you could see why there was $100 bounce, and from that 50% line, definitely good. But as you could see, after we had some few candles, we had some shrinking candles. Like, we had loss of momentum. Like, there wasn't strong candles on the way up, just a few, like the first 3 weeks, but after that it wasn't really great. And then we had another bearish candle, so definitely would wait for another entry. If I'm looking at the weekly chart, I would definitely wait until the 50% again, 50% level, before I consider. I would have to look at the shorter time frames before I consider buy. I would wait for that and see how it goes. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. So as you can see on the daily, if we zoom out, once we broke below the 25 with very strong candles, like 3 days we broke down to the 25. That was definitely a good sign that there was more downside to come, especially this big candle right here. However, once we went down, as you can see, once we went down to the 50%, the candles started getting smaller, and then it respected the line and then went up. As you can see, there was a lot of consolidation around this level, so it definitely showed there was a lot of potential for upside, because there was not enough momentum for the bears to push it down to lower levels, to basically under the 50% level. So we didn't have enough sellers to push it down. Also, Roku is a really solid company, so definitely shows that there's upside potential. Just like if you look at the Amazon review, just everything is just very good company. But yeah, $100 from $180 definitely is a discount for Roku. That's just taking a look at the simple chart. Let's pull back and let's look at the nitty gritty. So taking a look at Roku more deeply, as you can see, we're in this blue channel, which is an uptrend. So far we're still in uptrend, and we had this massive sell-off from 175 all the way down to $100. So as you can see, when it went down to this level, it actually got respect from it and then was reacting to this level of support, which was all just, there was just two supports. There was a horizontal support, which multiple touches right here and here as well as a trend line support, which was being tested. So this was a very key level right here for anyone to enter. If you're using all these, you could see there's just key levels you could use. So this was definitely a very important level to see of what would happen. And if you saw some upside, that was definitely a good sign to enter that. So right now, as you can see, we had a gap right here. So it's definitely not looking good for Roku at the moment, because we didn't break above this midline from this uptrend channel. So definitely not a good sign that we went up, we couldn't break above it, and we went down. So that's not a good sign. We want to keep seeing momentum. Even if we go down, we want to just keep seeing momentum. So right now, just still in a downtrend. So wouldn't enter. I would wait to see how this level would react right here. So what I'm looking for right now is to see how the price action reacts to the trend lines. So as you can see, this blue line, these blue trend lines are basically positive momentum, and red line is downtrend. So as you can see, when we hit this midline on this blue trend line channel, we actually failed the resistance. And also right here, we had this horizontal resistance right here that we failed, and also failed again right here. So that was a good reaction level to watch for. So basically what I'm trying to look for right now is if we can continue staying in this blue channel, either in here or even higher, that would be great. But just try to stay within this blue channel. If we don't and break down, that's not a good sign, and we will possibly start this downwards channel. So that's what I'm watching right now, just to see what price action reacts to these levels. Currently, we're getting squeezed right here in this level. So right now, just focus on here. We're just getting squeezed right here. I would watch price action and see how this reacts. If we're going to go stay in this uptrend to the blue line channel, or we're going to go back down to the downside in this red channel. That's what I'm watching for Roku. Right now, just a lot of, like I said on the weekly, a big red candle. So that's not something we have to look. That's not something good for the bulls. So, but then again, we had red candles right here, but then we still got support right here. So definitely next few weeks, I would wait. Like near December is definitely a decision phase for Roku. December 23rd. That's where it has to make a decision if it wants to continue up or continue down. That's basically what I'm looking for. And if it continue down, that's great. That's when you can react to these next levels down here. Then you just react to how price action reacts to these lower supports from 112 to 74. Only has just basically reacting to the price action for Roku. So that's what I'm looking for Roku. Let's take a look at Netflix. Okay, so looking at Netflix at like just the monthly view with just horizontal supports, you can see that the $260 range actually held pretty well. So that's a very good sign. People were buying here because former support held. So people were anticipating this could be a possible bounce, or just even just like a good value entry, because it used to be $400. What I'm seeing is 260. If that doesn't hold, that is not a good sign for Netflix. Just anything around 260 to 237, I wouldn't be bullish on Netflix. If like anything lower than that, the next support to test would be 200. So definitely something to watch if the 260 will hold. If it doesn't, then the next level is 237. And if 237 doesn't hold, then 200 would be definitely a very good value deal for like just bulls to enter, like just for a possible bounce, or just overall the value price is almost $200 off per share. You could basically 50% off. So that's definitely another level to watch for. All right, so let's take a look at Netflix. So as you can see, it looks like we're in a rising broadening wedge, which is a bearish signal in the long term. So I drew this midline right here, which was actually a couple resistance, turned support, and then fell down back to resistance, and then falling back down. So as you can see, in this rising broadening wedge, we actually broke down, which is pretty bearish in my opinion. And definitely it is possible we go up. Like there's a couple times where it fakes out and then comes right back up. But in my opinion, this does look bearish for Netflix. Doesn't really look good for Netflix. The fact that the weekly chart is showing like reactions on this blue trend line turn resistance, previously was support right here. As you can see, a couple times we were support. But the fact that we broke down with such a huge candle right here, a red candle, and then we bounced back up to the support, smaller candles, it is not a good sign for Netflix right now. It does seem like this is a really hard resistance that it can't break through. So from right now, it just shows bearish signals, but Not to mention, we did break down and create like a downtrend after breaking like 340. So definitely on the, like, if we look at the daily, definitely shows downtrend. Sorry, this chart is kind of messy, but like, if you just focus on the areas that we're at, that's just how I play the chart. So like, I just react to where the levels are at right now, currently the price action, and then just see how the candles react on those levels. So as you can see right here, there's a lot of candles right here, and then it failed down and it went down. So that's definitely a lot of exhaustion right here, and then it couldn't break above this resistance, so eventually it broke down. We're in a downtrend currently. So yeah, the daily speaks for itself on the weekly as well. The weekly showing just the fact that we broke out of this blue line is just telling me it's bearish. So we're going to have to see how it reacts the next couple weeks. A lot of traders taking, or investors selling right here. So we couldn't break above that trend line. That's not a good sign. So definitely shows that it could bounce back down. Well, not all the way down, but just reacting to these next levels. So yeah, so if we can't break above this trend line, our next resistance is 318.45, and our next support to test was 251.91, which we touched right here, and a couple times right here as well. And then if we can't hold that, then we will go test 233 and just these lower targets. But either way, this trend line, so if we break below this blue trend line, it is bearish. It looks like we're in consolidation phase because we didn't break lower than our previous low, which was 233. So just in consolidation phase right now. If we break below 233, definitely not a good sign, but it could mean that we're in a bullish pattern in the long run. So that's something to watch for. I do expect us, if I'm looking at the chart, it does look bearish to me. So I am expecting us to test 251 first, and then 233 if this blue line doesn't hold. Or if this price action doesn't break above blue line, we are following this red channel to the downside. Oh yeah, guys, sorry, I forgot to mention one thing. I also noticed that we are possibly in this symmetrical triangle, or bullish pennant, whatever you want to call it. Just symmetrical triangle, currently just in a consolidation phase. So basically we're making lower highs, but we're also making higher lows. So that's just, it's basically squeezing the price action until eventually the bulls and the bears have to decide what the price action wants to do. So currently we fell out of that blue resistance, which isn't good, right? So simply you could possibly enter here for another run up, but it is pretty risky. You have to see the price action at that point. But yeah, so you could try to play this symmetrical triangle, but yeah, definitely have to see how the price action reacts to this blue line right here. But yeah, if price action can hold above, great. Whoever entered here could make a lot of profits up here after testing these resistance. But if this blue line doesn't hold, we could go back down here and then try to run this game again. And if we can't, then we definitely go down. That's the end of it for the bear side. That's what happens. We break out of symmetrical triangle to the downside, which we will continue our move down here. However, for the bull side, we could hold above this blue line, or either not. If not, we just stay in here before we actually break out, or we actually hold above, we actually break above the blue line, hold it as support, and then we actually start testing it before coming back down again eventually. So you could just play the trend, see how price action reacts to these trend lines. Watch if the candles are making smaller candles, which indicates less momentum of the buyers. If you notice like a candlestick that is not pushing up, that just shows that there are sellers there, or there's just not as much momentum there. So basically price action reacting to these horizontal resistances and ascending, descending trend lines. So that's just something to watch out for. So just watch for the symmetrical triangle in play, and with this blue line resistance. If we don't hold above both of these, then we definitely are going to the downtrend, where this, I'll change this color again to red, this red downwards channel. So yeah, just watch for that. There's just 3 possible patterns playing out, which really interesting chart, really fun to watch. So that's what I'm watching for Netflix. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys later. Peace.
Right, we are back. Now that we got the technical and fundamental analysis out of the way, we will be moving on to the main question, which is this or that, Roku or Netflix, Chart Doctor.
So for the value price, I would pick Netflix over Roku. But for trading it, I would say they're both kind of like in a like Netflix is in consolidation phase downtrend. It could either be in a symmetrical triangle or in a downtrend. So I'm just waiting to see where's that. So like maybe the value price would be around 190 to 240, 190 to 240. But for Roku, it's still like in a like after that big peak that it had, I still think it's in a downtrend because it still didn't make a higher high. It's just it had a nice pump, but then it dropped another like it went from 150 to 120 right away. So I'm just watching to see what's going on with Roku, if it can hold support. If it does, then I will try to enter. But if it breaks up to the upside, then that's great. Higher high, that would be great for Roku. Then there's more chance for growth. So I'll just wait to see what Roku is. Still showing it's in a downtrend, so just watching that for now. How about you, Mr. Cheese?
For me, I would pick Netflix over Roku, trading wise and overall as a general stock, just because fundamentally it was showing a lot of growth and potential, phenomenal growth, and they pump money back into their company each year. So also just looking at the charts, Netflix is more stable compared to Roku, where people once it went to 100 mark, that's when people were like really like frantic about what it would do and started consolidating, but it started picking back up and then went back down. So personally for me, Roku doesn't look that good. I'll pick Netflix any day over Roku.
What do you think Roku's value price is? Like the highest it can be currently?
The highest like 160.
160?
Yeah, and then for Netflix, I could see it going to like 400.
400? Wow, that's great. Now to wrap the video up, don't forget to comment, share the video, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Please also share your thoughts and opinions on whether you think Roku is better than Netflix or vice versa. Also, what is your entry value price to enter for both of these stocks? Thank you guys again. I'm Chart Doctor and this is Mr. Cheese. We are the Prophets, and thank you guys for watching. Peace.
Peace.